Okay, so picture this. A single event that pulls in the entire leadership of the AI world. Seriously, everyone. But we're not talking about your typical conference here. This is something else entirely. A gravitational center for global power. Let's get into it. I mean, think about it. You've got Sam Altman from OpenAI, Sundar Pichai from Google. You've got leaders from Microsoft, Meta, Anthropic. It's basically the entire who's who. Every single major player who is shaping the future of this technology, all in one place. And where did this all go down? At the AI Impact Summit in India. Now, if you're thinking this is just another tech expo with a few panels and some fancy keynote speeches, you're totally missing the real story. This is pure geopolitical theater, just dressed up like an industry event. Yeah, a much better way to think about it is as a power node. And really getting that distinction is the key, because it totally changes how you see what was really happening behind the scenes. So, what was going on? The official press releases are all about innovation and collaboration. But under the surface, there were three very specific, very real agendas at play. Let's break them down. First up, you have India's own massive strategic move. Then there's a huge, high-stakes negotiation over AI rules. And finally, something a lot quieter, the formation of a kind of unspoken alliance. All right, let's kick off with India's strategy. They're not hosting this thing just to be good hosts. Not by a long shot. This is a very calculated move to position the country as a third pole in AI. Not run by the West, not controlled by China, but a real powerful alternative. And they have an absolutely incredible bargaining chip. What you're looking at here, that's the number of people in India. That isn't just a statistic. It's a massive, untapped market that these CEOs are desperate to get into. So you have to ask, why would all these powerful CEOs fly halfway around the world for this? Well, it's pretty simple. They're negotiating for access to that market, to a huge and skilled workforce, and maybe most importantly, a political partnership that doesn't come with all the drama of US-China tensions. Now, on to agenda number 2. And this is where it gets really interesting because you're not going to hear about this in the official announcements. See, the timing of this summit, it's no accident. It's happening at the exact moment India is putting some incredibly strict new AI laws into place. And to give you a sense of the pressure these companies are under, get this, just look at this rule, 3 hours. That's it. Platforms have just 3 hours to pull down any AI content that gets flagged. So these CEOs, they're not there just to talk about cool new tech. They're there to lobby. They're there to influence these rules. And that brings us to the third agenda. This is the one that's kind of the elephant in the room. Nobody's saying it out loud, but every single person there knows what's up. This is about building a strategic counterweight to China, which is just sprinting ahead in AI by playing with a completely different rulebook. And you can really see the clash of philosophies here, right? On one side, you've got the Western approach, focused on safety, privacy, careful testing. And on the other, China's approach, all about speed, state control, and just getting it out there. This summit is where the West and India are quietly figuring out a coordinated response. So you gotta understand, when these leaders get together, these aren't just pleasant chats over coffee. What's happening in those private rooms behind closed doors is literally shaping the balance of power in technology for the next decade. For instance, they're deciding this: who gets their hands on the most powerful, cutting-edge AI models? And, just as important, for how much? That one decision alone pretty much determines who gets to innovate and who gets left in the dust. And then there's this one, which is really a battle over the rulebook itself. Which country's safety standards are going to become the world standards? And which ones are going to be seen as just slowing everyone down? The answer here defines the rules for everybody. And of course, it always comes back to money and infrastructure. Where are the next massive $10 billion AI research labs going to be built? The answer to that question basically tells you where the center of the AI universe is going to be. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This is all very high-level geopolitical stuff. What does it have to do with me? Well, it turns out pretty much everything. These handshakes in boardrooms directly affect the technology you are using on your screen right now. I mean, the deals made at this summit, they're going to decide what AI tools you even get to use, what kind of content gets taken down on your social feeds, and whether a small startup even has a chance to compete with the big tech giants. They're basically drawing the map of your future digital life. So yeah, you can forget the polite press conferences. This is about raw power being negotiated. It's about securing corporate empires and divvying up global influence. And if you're not paying attention to these moves, you're going to wake up one day and have no idea why your digital world just completely changed overnight. So, what's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway? It's that we're in a whole new ballgame now, a game where you simply cannot separate technology from geopolitics anymore. There are two sides of the exact same coin. And this is really the key thing to get. The winners of the future, the people, the companies, the countries, they're going to be the ones who understand this new reality. They're the ones setting themselves up to write the rules that all of us are going to have to play by. Which leaves us with one last really crucial question to chew on. The rule book for the entire age of artificial intelligence is being written as we speak. So the real question is, who's actually holding the pen?